Really? We're having this discussion this early? The GOAT is out this early? Greatest of all time. GOAT. Let's talk about it. How are y'all doing? Dudes, the Nintendo Switch is on pace to outsell the Wii in its first 10 months on the console during the same time period as the Wii. Gonna outsell it. And so, this prompted me to ask, is the Switch the greatest Nintendo console of all time? And so, let's look at each Nintendo console and let's make a case as to why the Switch is possibly, I'm gonna make a decision at the end of this video. Is the Switch the greatest Nintendo console of all time? The GOAT. G-O-A-T. Greatest of all time. Now, first, let's talk about this bad boy right here. My Wii U. Broken screen Wii U. Bro, I had like 3 Wii U's. One of them, the screen dropped and it broke. Oh, my gamepad broke. And you couldn't buy any gamepads. I just bought a new system. But the Wii U. I know you guys can immediately say, no way, Jose, does the Wii U compare with the Switch. But remember this. The Wii U gave us Splatoon. The Wii U gave us the best Smash game of all time. Smash 4, the best Smash. But that's about it. That's all the Wii had to offer. Now, in my decision, I'm going to go through all the Nintendo home consoles. And a deciding factor for me, there's 2 criterias I'm judging the Switch on. It's first party and third party support. When I say first party, I'm talking about the big 3. Ain't no playing with the little Kirby and Yoshi stuff. I'm talking about Zelda, Mario, and Metroid. Zelda, Mario, Metroid. Does it have, these 3 are weighing in my decision, and third party support. And so the Wii U, even though it gave us Splatoon and a great Smash game, Mario 3D World isn't, in my opinion, like real top tier Mario game. Don't get me wrong, it was a great Mario game, but it ain't no Mario 64, ain't no Galaxy. And so that was a knock against the Wii U. No big Mario game, no Metroid at all on the Wii U. And the Zelda, what did we get? We got Skyward Sword. I love me some Skyward Sword, so it does get some plus for Skyward Sword. But compared to the Switch, sorry, Wii U. All right, the next console, the Wii. Where's my robot? Wii. The Wii. I have to honestly say this about the Wii. Even though the Wii sold great, phenomenal in sales, this is how I felt with the Wii. I felt Nintendo abandoned core gamers and chased too hard for the casual audience. The Wii wasn't even my favorite console during that generation. My Xbox 360 was the console I gamed on the most that generation. Nintendo went way too left, tried to chase down Grandma and Grandpa, and forgot about what made Nintendo so popular, its core gaming audience. Don't get me wrong, Mario Galaxy, one of the greatest Mario games of all time. Twilight Princess, even though it's not my favorite Zelda game, a great, great game. No. Oh, what am I talking about? No Metroid. We had Metroid Prime 3. We had Metroid Prime 3. And so the Wii had the Mario, Great Mario, not the best Zelda game. And Metroid, the Wii had the 3 trifecta. But third-party support. If I had to rate third-party support on the Wii, I gave it a C. Didn't have the best third-party support. Why? Nintendo went real casual. And in many regards, the Wii was a Wii Sport machine. Meaning, your auntie, your uncle, they bought the Wii, they had Wii Sport, that was it. No more games. No third-party games sold. Software, Nintendo first-party games sold. But when it comes to great first-party games, as far as the 3 trifecta support, when it came to third-party, not so much with the Wii. All right? And so, the Switch, in my opinion, is a better console than the Wii U. The Switch, in my opinion, is a better console than the Wii. So far, the Switch has the crown. Y'all remember this on the Wii? This is a case in point why, when I said Nintendo went way left, this was a thing at E3. This was a thing at E3. Bill should have been like Miyamoto. Let's not do this, man. Let's not do this, man. But Bill went along with the plan. Come on, Bill. They bribed you with donuts. I know how Bill liked them donuts. And so, Wii Sport was showed off at E3. Oh, GG. Oh, my goodness. All right. The next Nintendo console. The purple lunchbox. Bro, I like my GameCube, bro. I like my GameCube, bro. Oh, and I was saying, with the Wii, really, Twilight Princess was a port. The Wii's original Zelda game was Skyward Sword. Not Twilight Princess. GameCube, we had Mario Sunshine, probably my least favorite 3D Mario game. The GameCube had that Metroid Prime. Huh? Metroid Prime. One of the best Metroid games. The second best Metroid game ever. Ever. It had that. And it had Twilight Princess. Even though most bought it on the Wii. Oh no. It had Wind Waker, bro. Wind Waker's my favorite 3D Zelda game before Breath of the Wild. And so, it had the big 3. Again, GameCube was lacking a bit in third-party support. We had decent third-party support. We had the Maddens, we had some basketball games, we had that Resident Evil 4. We had some third-party support, but this was when you really saw third-party developers leaving Nintendo land. And so, great first-party games on the GameCube. But, again, third-party support. And when it came to sales, it was almost tied for second and third between the original Xbox. And so the GameCube, is the GameCube better than the Switch? Nah, the Switch was better than the GameCube. The Switch is better than the Wii. And the Switch is better than the Wii U. So right now, we on that Switch roll, boy. I'm just making a case for the Switch. The next console. N64. Mario 64, probably the best Mario game of all time, probably. It had Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was regarded not just as the best Zelda game of all time, but for many gamers, it's still regarded as the best game of all time before that Breath of the Wild. But that's a whole other story. The Nintendo 64 did not have Metroid. There was no Metroid game on the Nintendo 64. A big chink in the 64's armor. Third-party support, this was the first sign of us seeing Nintendo no longer as the dominant gaming force with the Nintendo 64. We really started to see some chinks in the Nintendo armor. But just the fact that there was no Metroid game. None, bro. You gotta have a Metroid. You can't release a Nintendo home console without a Metroid game. That's a cardinal sin. And so the 64, great games. Love me some Wave Race 64. F-Zero on the 64, phenomenal game. Star Fox 64, still the best Star Fox game. Nintendo has never topped Star Fox 64 yet. And so, is the Nintendo 64 greater than the Switch? Was it a good console? Yes. Greater than the Switch? No. And so right now, the Switch is still the GOAT. Now, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm gonna save the Super Nintendo. I gotta save that one. Let's skip a generation and go to the old school NES. Let's go to the NES. I don't have. No, I don't. Oh, the NES. I love my NES, bro. I really like my NES, bro. This is how much I'm telling you I like my Switch. As much, the NES killed the competition. Great first party support. Great third party support. So many titles. It had a whole bunch of Mario games. 1, 2, 3. Mario 3 is probably one of the best games of all time. Mario 3. It had Zelda. This is the one chink in its armor. In my opinion, I didn't really think Zelda on the NES was that phenomenal of a game. There were a lot of games, in my opinion, on the NES that were better than Zelda. Just my opinion. And Metroid. Metroid on the NES, in my opinion, wasn't that great of a game. It was groundbreaking. But some of the sections, I was like, you had 1 million enemies on the screen at one time. I was like, this isn't fun. And so, Mario was great on the NES. I didn't really like Zelda or Metroid on the NES. It was on the Super Nintendo when I really got into those series. I still played them, but the big three was a little lacking, in my opinion, on the NES, even though I had that Mario. Third-party support, crushed it. NES, crushed third-party support. Just straight crushed it. Had all of the big games was on the NES. But is it greater than the Switch? I am right now saying the Switch is better than the NES, bro. Real talk. It is. Now, y'all dudes already know how I feel about this console right here. The SNES. First party games. And then we're going to get into third party support. A great Mario game, check. Super Mario World. A great Zelda game, check. Link to the Past. Probably one of the best Zelda games of all time. A great Metroid game, Super Metroid. Super Metroid is the best Metroid game. The best Metroid game. Prime is second. Super Metroid, and so when it came to first party support, GG. No competition with the Super Nintendo. When it comes to third party support, still had great third party support. And so, for me, when it comes to the best Nintendo console of all time, it's between the Switch and the Super Nintendo. Now, if I had to pick Link Between the Past or Zelda Breath of the Wild, I'd give it to Breath of the Wild. I know, it sounds crazy. Nostalgia, I know I'm a nostalgia nerd, but Breath of the Wild takes it. When it comes to Super Mario, World and Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey actually takes it. Bro, I ain't lying. I like Mario Odyssey that much. I still need to go back and get these moons. Now, the one deciding factor, because the Switch is getting third-party support. We get them games. LA Noire, Doom, indie games crushing it. And so 2018 is going to be phenomenal on the Switch. The one game that is the deciding factor as to why Switch, you can't get the crowd. I want to put the GOAT right here. But the one game why the SNES is still the greatest of all time, Super Metroid. We still don't have a Metroid game on the Switch. Bro, when Metroid Prime 4 comes out on the Switch, that's when the Switch will get the crown as the greatest Nintendo console of all time. Until then, until we see Metroid Prime 4. Oh, I see my dude Giovanni in the main chat. Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct. Reaction. Oh, did I get a new sponsor? Did I get your pledge? Reaction is action. Did I get your pledge? I probably did. If you have a green label, I mean a blue label, I probably did. Reaction. I'll check it later. But when Metroid Prime 4 comes out on the Switch, then and only then will the Switch be the greatest, not just Nintendo console, because by default, these are the greatest consoles right here, bro. These are the greatest right here. PlayStation, I love me some PlayStation. Like me some Xbox. But oh no, there are no category with these 6 consoles right here, boy. No, these are the top 6 consoles. Even the Wii U, boy. I like that Wii U. But no Metroid on the Switch yet. That's the one deciding factor. Mario check, Zelda check, third-party support check. No Metroid. No Metroid. But we know it's coming. It's been announced. Once the Switch gets a Metroid game, it will be the greatest console of all time. You heard it right here first. That's it for this video. All right, dudes. What are your thoughts? Do you think the Switch is the greatest Nintendo console of all time? Make your case. Sound off in the comment section below. I want to know. But before you go, bro, that's all it's needing. It's needing a Metroid game. Metroid, where you at on that Switch, boy? Click that subscribe button. Stay up to date. All things Nintendo. Real. Where you at, Billy Goat? Stay right here next to Obi-Wan because I'm the GOAT.